It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in cinema, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
Also, we have Murray, who I have not seen since the last podcast. How was your week, Merman? Did you see any good movies?
Maybe.
All right. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
The question is, did he see any good movies?
That's what I said.
That is the question.
But that's exactly the question I asked.
And maybe he did.
I don't know what you're doing right now. Is this a shtick? What is going on right now?
Maybe he didn't. All right. Well, thanks to all
Thanks to all those who've been supporting us. Oh, that's yours.
You love it. Independent podcast. Please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the fudge.
Join the fudge?
Join the fudge.
Man, we sure have gone to hell after episode 200.
Join the fudge and the Film Rage community by joining a membership. buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. And we will watch it if it's played anywhere in the world, at least at one cinema. Now, let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our fudgy sponsor.
I think we partied too hard at our bicentennial last week.
That's right. It's too cold here.
That too. Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon Meadows Cinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5, $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinemas.ca.
I think Bryson's asleep.
This groovy music is kind of fitting for this gloomy day we have outside.
All right, then.
Feeling pretty good.
Are you?
Yeah. We got to see a few things in cinemas this week.
Few actually refers to usually, I think, more than two, and we did.
Is this a stick you're doing right now?
Kids, Bryce can count.
Is this a stick you're doing right now?
Yeah. How's it coming off?
It's coming off good. I like it.
Good.
All right. So one of the few films that we did see happened to be the biggest release this week.
Oh.
Which happened to be what?
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Woo!
All right, Transformers: Rise of the Beast made me laugh once and cringe for the rest of its 2-hour runtime. The fact that it made me laugh intentionally once is a giant step forward for the franchise. Mm-hmm. When our human hero Noah introduces Transformer Mirage to his little brother as a friend from work, and Mirage, voiced by Pete Davidson, replies, "Work friends, but you've been inside me." The ironic thing is apparently the only thing I found amusing in the entire movie is the one thing that Paramount executives wanted to cut as they felt it was too racy. What a bland world we are destined to live in as corporations afraid of offending anybody take over the world. Anyhow, the rest of the movie was a lot of CGI with robots battling each other and plenty of silly car chases and some of the worst dialogue ever written. I thought that maybe since last time Michael Bay handed over the reins to his beloved franchise to another director, we got Bumblebee, which
isn't part of the franchise.
It is. It's with Transformers. He was in this movie, for crying out loud.
What? Bumblebee.
Yeah, was not that bad.
The Beetle.
On the back of John Cena, who made it watchable. It isn't good, but it was watchable. Maybe under someone else's direction, this one could be okay as well. But unfortunately, that was an anomaly, and Transformers Rise of the Beast was terrible. Perhaps not as terrible as Michael Bay directed efforts, but terrible nevertheless. This movie was such a rage.
Such a rage.
But I laughed once.
You did.
That's something that they wanted to cut.
It was a pretty jovial scene, I'm going to admit.
Yeah.
And it may affect my rating, I'm just going to say.
You can't affect your rating.
I might do a Bryce this week. So,
What does that
I
mean?
am not going to
Give it
lie.
an honest rating?
No, that's not a Bryce rating.
What are you talking about?
Well, let me tell you. And I'm not going to lie. I loved Mirage and Noah and Elena. Every single thing, not just the one thing, that Mirage said in this film, to me, was solid gold. He made me laugh quite a few times in this film. No, sorry. Not quite a few. I'm going to say a few times. That's better.
That's more accurate, I would
Yes,
hope.
sometimes at him, sometimes with him. This is a heartwarming story of one man's love of his brother and fighting for universal health care.
Yeah, what is that?
Or maybe saving the world. Or
What?
maybe it's about getting a job.
I don't understand.
No, wait. It's actually all of these things. Except it also had robot cars and robot animals. Yeah. The love and relationship of these two brothers was truly touching for the first 10 minutes of this movie. I was like, wow, I am loving this movie. Well, except for all the robot stuff, which after... No, wait a minute. Sorry.
Didn't it
The
open
brother
with
stuff
robot
was...
stuff?
Yeah, you're right. The second block of the 10 minutes, I forgot that it started with robot stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah, it was robot stuff. But then it was good for 10 minutes. Because
Right.
there was a really good development of these two characters.
And all of a sudden, there were no robots for a little
That's
bit.
right. There was no robots, and the film was going great. I was like, okay, they got rid of the robots. Maybe it'll just be about this guy, hardworking guy who's going to get a job, show his relationship with his brother who's got physical ailments. Right? Wouldn't that have been a good movie?
Maybe.
Yeah. That's the one I wanted to watch.
Okay. Yeah.
But
it's not called... It's called Transformers, so...
yeah, it was really good until the robot stuff came back in.
Yeah, those are the Transformers.
Plus, I want to mention that the music in this was total period piece appropriate with some of the best hip hop and rap of the 1990s. Of all the Transformer movies, this was by far the best of all of them. I'm not counting Bumblebee as a Transformers movie,
Even though
because it was a Bumblebee movie. It wasn't a Transformers.
Bumblebee was in this movie.
We did not get Optimus Prime, which makes it not a full... It was just a Bumblebee. It's part of the
Optimus
universe.
Prime makes it a Transformers
Well, they have to
movie?
have... Okay, well, how many Transformers was there in
Did I
Bumblebee?
not see him in the trailer?
I don't remember. That
Well,
was...
let's be very clear, because
There's at least one.
You're correcting my words today, as I have with you, and Transformers is plural.
Yeah, they're more than me.
It wasn't a transform. They're also
They're robots in disguise.
they're also robots in disguise.
Yes.
Now, where was I?
I don't know.
So, this is a movie made by a toy company and influenced to seek transforming robot things into money things. So the story is ultimately flawed by the countless amount of truly terrible science, robot dialogue for children, and the entire concept of this entire universe. See what I did there? That Michael Bay has created. I could go on for hours about the formulaic story that was completely awful, and ultimately, I am not the audience this is made for.
That's true.
I think it maybe is made for 10-year-old boys, but then again, when I was 10, I got to watch The Exorcist. And I can't see 10-year-old boys who would like this movie would love The Exorcist. I'm just not seeing it.
Nah.
So ultimately, apparently I wasn't the target for this even at 10. That's my thoughts. But
Okay.
what do I know? Also, every single word that comes out of Optimus Prime's mouth was so fucking annoying that I either wanted to throw up or punch him in the face. He was such a whiny little bitch the entire movie, but when he wasn't whining, he was spouting out the stupidest dialogue, and then it rubbed off on the cool gorilla robot guy dude thing. And then it was a battle of who could be more annoying, the monkey robot or Optimus Prime, whatever he is.
You just hurt your...
Truck robot.
An Autobot.
You're just going to hurt your hand if you punch Optimus Prime in the face. So.
But not if I had like something on my hand, like Thanos's fist or
if you
something.
could have that cool thing that Buddy had on his hand.
That shoots lasers and stuff. Yeah, I want one of those. Then I would punch him in the face.
You could have the thing that Free Guy had.
Yeah, that too.
The Hulk arm with the
Captain
Hulk
America shield. I want a Hulk arm. That's any one of those would do.
Is Free Guy part of this universe?
Just saying.
Maybe.
He had one.
Hulk, maybe Hulk 2. I don't know. Which universe? I don't even know what
Hulk
universes
2?
are anymore.
Who's Hulk 2?
Well,
it's like Hulk 3.
They one of Iron Man's stupid fists then.
I want to, you know what?
Was Iron Man in this universe?
As long as there's fisting going on with me and Optimus Prime, that's all that matters.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I was saying that he was so fucking annoying that I wanted to fist him. But
Right.
in the face, not in the right place to be fisted.
I got your number.
Yeah, especially when we're talking about fisting. So, but I will leave you with, as Bryce has already left it on the table, but I will repeat it for all of you to enjoy. Friends from work, but you were inside me. Apparently, on Reddit, there is a thing now that you want to try and remember a line from the Transformers when you're having an orgasm. This, of course, topped my list for that. What? And for that line and the Reddit phenomenon alone, this children's movie will forever introduce to a male live action character to male robot characters to the world of anal for years to come. And for that reason alone, this makes this movie a Mondo. I hope every child in there got the joke.
All right.
The line was worth it.
The line
I
made
loved
a
it.
Mondo?
Yeah.
One line made it all.
Okay then.
So that's my Bryce moment. But not really. This movie is so terrible. This movie is so awful. But they had such a great movie idea. The concept of the two kids. Anyway, we got more to unpack on this. What did Murr think? I'm sure he must have seen this. He loves robots.
Hell no.
You didn't see
For
this?
me, the Transformers died in 1984, and I am happy to have never seen anything since.
You're pretty lucky.
Yeah, no, I wasn't paying money to see this crap. Sorry.
I don't blame you.
I wish I didn't pay money to see this crap.
If it was the only movie playing, maybe.
Yeah,
But when you added more movies,
that's right.
you took away my
Options.
option to actually have to see this.
There you go. So yeah, there's something about these movies. It's just there's so much CGI stuff happening. But you know what was so interesting is that all the cinematography in this film was amazing.
It's a well-made movie. Even the CGI was...
Yeah, it was pretty good CGI.
Well, the thing is, it's just a lot easier to do CGI with robots than it is with like other stuff because they're robots. They're whatever.
So they can look kind of off a little bit?
Yeah, you can... Well, no, but it's easier... Like, it's easier to CGI a building than a monkey.
Yeah, that's true. Like a real monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
As opposed to a fake monkey.
Well, they had a robot monkey, so I guess it was a robot gorilla.
It was a robot, though.
Gorilla monkey.
Yeah. Okay, it's easier to CGI a robot gorilla than an actual gorilla.
That's what I was looking for. See, our words are so on point today. That's all I want to say. Like, the story was such a... Like, why would they do that to us? Why would they start to make an amazing story and then just throw a whole bunch of robot shit in it?
I think you're giving it too much credit. It was a story,
but it was better than any other story.
Well, we
that's
don't
come
know that it
from-
was going to be amazing because it never got a chance to flesh itself out. It's the start of a story that could have been okay, but
Yeah.
who knows?
That's what I'm saying.
That's not the movie we saw. We
But
saw
the movie-
Transformers.
Other than the monkey
Rise of the
stuff at the beginning,
Beasts.
I was kind of liking.
Beast.
Yeah, this is. You know what? I don't think it's possible to make a good Transformers.
It's not. So just stop. Why?
I don't know. I thought after the last one, which was, it was it was the absolute worst one I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
It was so terrible.
Yeah. This was the best of them.
Yeah.
Other than Bumblebee, which
Absolutely.
apparently doesn't count.
No, it's part of the universe,
Don't
but
get
it's
me
not
wrong,
a Transformers.
It was terrible too, but
It's not a Transformers movie. It's a Bumblebee side project.
anyways,
It's kind of just like the Fast and the Furious. The Hobbs and Shaw is part of the same universe, but it's not a Fast movie. Otherwise, this movie we just saw would have been Fast 11.
okay. Start talking about another movie.
I
don't
believe
wanna
they
talk
would
about
call
this
that an
anymore.
origin story.
There you go. Sure. Is that what it was? What?
Well,
Sorry.
yeah, like in the Marvel universe, all those characters got their own movies. They
Right.
were origin
Oh,
stories.
so you think they're trying to give everybody?
Maybe, I
Sure.
don't know.
I want to see Mirages because that one might be
I had no
good.
intention of seeing
No.
Maybe John Cena will be in that one too, and he'll be inside him.
Are we still talking about Transformers?
Oh, okay, let's stop talking. So, we also got to see something at one of our favorite cinemas. Not our favorite cinema, but one of our favorite cinemas. Because they don't sponsor us, but, maybe we'll work on that too. We saw, without precedent, the supreme life of Rosalie Abella. Or Rosie, as her friends may call her.
Rosie.
This doc is the epitome of what a Canadian doc feels like. And although Rosie is compared to the US version of the notorious RBG, unlike the recent doc about RBG, this is not very sexy and is very grounded in Canadian simplicity.
It is.
It is funny because as I was watching this film, I was kind of like, she is kind of like our Canadian version of RPG. And she very respectfully gives props to RBG, but she even says in the movie, they are two very different people, which makes me think there was a lot more behind what she was saying there than what actually came out.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it was definitely, she was very concise and chose her words very closely when talked about the comparisons of RBG.
All right.
Yeah. I felt, as I have now seen both these brilliant women's documentary, that Rosie seems to be more motivated with her decisions by love that is at the center of everything she does, and RBG seems to be more motivated by equality, justice, and tenacity. Well, you can disagree with me later.
I will. Rosie's all about equality. That's what she
No,
based
she-
her whole thing on. I
No,
understand.
but she's motivated at the core because of love. You have to listen to my whole sentence.
I don't think I'm really following what you're saying, but keep on.
Apparently
going.
not, because I'm saying, yes, she's obviously all those things.
I do not
But what is at the core of everything
Yes.
is love.
Okay.
Any agreement with that?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Shut the fuck up. It is a Talking Heads doc, but God damn it, Irving and Rosie Abella are the cutest and most loving couple in a doc I've seen in a while. Part of the charm of this movie is that she is so likable and smart and quirky. But what really made me respect and love her so much is that I feel she was and is at the center of all the laws passed in Canada based in equality and fairness, to which I hold as the reasons why I feel our country is the greatest country on the planet. Near the end of the movie, there is a scene that had me pretty much bawling my eyes out. No, it wasn't the speech she made when she stepped down from her post as Supreme Court judge, praising her family, although I did also draw a tear. But it was, in my mind, what summed up how much in love her and her husband had been to each other. She's setting on the front yard of the Canadian Supreme Court, looking fabulous. And her husband is setting up a camera lighting, and she is looking at him with such love and respect. That picture should be what they put in the dictionary to depict true love, followed after with her picture beside the meaning of the word Mondo. I freaking love this movie. I had a smile on my face. I think she is one of the most important people in Canadian history. And if she doesn't get on they don't replace the Queen of England with her, I'm going to be really disappointed. That's my...
That ain't going to happen. We're going to get Chucky.
Can we please put Rosie on there? That's all I'm going to say. Right. What'd you think? Oh, did you see this one?
Nope.
All right.
Okay. I guess I'm up then.
You're up, Buttercup.
Without precedent, the supreme life of Rosalie Abella tells the story of the Canadian Supreme Court justice both professionally and personally. As you watch the doc, you see that the professional Rosie and the Rosie at home were exactly the same person. She never tried to fit into a box or compromise her beliefs to get ahead. She never shied away from controversy and rather embraced the dialogue it produced. She's a trailblazer as the first Jewish woman to sit on the Supreme Court bench in Canada. She championed her concept of employment equity in 1984 as the Commissioner of Equality in Employment, which gave overdue rights to women. From there, her influence on justice in Canada is undeniable as she used her position to push forward her belief of equality for all Canadians. She is a worthy subject, and if you do not know about her, this is a very good introduction to this amazing lady. If you do know about her, this is still an entertaining look into the life of a pretty special chick. I really enjoyed getting to know Rosalie Abella, both professionally and personally. She deserves to have her life and career spotlighted in this fashion, and the doc did a tremendous job of this. Without precedent, the supreme life of Rosie Abella was Mondo.
Yes, it was. I just couldn't get just how she tells a story too. She's just has a way with words, and she's not afraid to just give props to the people that have supported her. And the number of prime ministers of Canada that had input on it, both from a liberal and a conservative mindset, which was kind of funny. Like I got super huge props for Brian Mulroney in this doc specifically about his commentary on her, because, he was the one that had got her to go to the Court of Appeal. It was him that actually placed her in the Court of Appeal, and everybody was kind of questioning him as to say, why are you putting a far left liberal judge as onto the appeal court? And he said, because it's Rosie. Yeah. And that was kind of the comment to everybody. It was like they kind of just knew, if you deal with this person, you are getting someone who, again, in my opinion, everything she did came from love, but not just love of her family, which she also showed very, very succinctly in this, but also showed her love of humanity.
She cared for everybody, every person that was before her. She
really wanted to understand.
And that's the thing. She always wanted to see it from every angle, and she would try to put herself in those the position of the person that she was listening to. Yeah,
and she lost a lot of family in the Holocaust. Mm-hmm. Her parents and her. Well, I think she was born after.
Yeah, her parents,
she was born in.
Her parents were Holocaust survivors.
Yeah, but she, I think, was born in Poland after the Holocaust, and then immigrated here. So she really talks about the importance of supporting immigration and the people that are immigrating. So, I think if people want to know a little bit about Canadian judicial system, this would be really good for you to see too, because it is very different than the U.S. one. So for our U.S. listeners, we're a little bit different than you sometimes. We kind of look the same a little bit, but we're different.
Yeah.
And South Park points that out all the time.
Yeah, South Park pretty much nails it.
Yeah,
it does.
They blame Canada for everything.
Sometimes I don't know what they're talking about, but
exactly. But
all right, what else do we see, Mur?
Okay. Well, there was one movie I did see.
Bopping!
because Jim was there too,
Yay!
and our good friend Brenda,
Yes.
and actually was also at the same theater as the Fairy Tales music film festival.
Yeah.
At the same time,
Same. Yeah, they only have one cinema.
one cinema.
The Globe has 2 cinemas, and Fairy Tales had one of the cinemas. And
So we got shuttled to the upstairs. Which
Yes.
was a lot of stairs, but for this movie, I guess it was appropriate. The
There you
Eight
go.
Mountains was an epic journey of friendship and self-discovery set in the breathtaking Italian Alps. Follows the complex relationship between Pietro and Bruno over 4 decades.
That's a long time.
a lot of decades.
So this film won the big prize at Cannes.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I normally wouldn't have gone to it, but since Bryce added to the list and it was playing at my favorite art house cinema,
Yeah, I was going.
I decided to give it a shot.
Mm.
It was 2.5 hours long.
Yes.
I know.
And it was subtitled.
Yes.
This meant it had 2 strikes against it already.
Uh-oh.
What? No, that's too
But
positive.
I was trying to broaden my horizon.
Oh, good.
What?
There was a lot of walking.
Yes.
And hiking.
Yes.
And climbing.
So
in this
good.
film. So I knew at least one of us would enjoy it.
Yes.
I also happen to know a couple of hiking enthusiasts / festival volunteers who probably also loved it. I mean, their hobby is hiking.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
the mountains.
That's a good hobby.
Go
Yeah.
figure.
I hike in the mountains. Sometimes.
Buns of steel.
Not
with all that
like
hiking.
this couple does. That's like
They're there like every
weekend. That's They're both retired. That's all they do now is hike, even in the wintertime. It's crazy.
That's hardcore.
I did like the story of the 2 children and how they reconnected as adults years later. I honestly thought it would be a Brokeback Mountain situation since there were absolutely no women in this film for like the first half. Thankfully, that issue was resolved eventually. The 2 men were completely different, which made for a unique relationship. I could appreciate the building of the cabin, but the side of a mountain is the last place I would put it. But to each their own.
There was a reason for it, though.
Yeah, because they're mountain people. I'm
Oh,
not.
it's because of his father.
He was a mountain people.
I mean, the mountain scenery was beautiful, but I live an hour away from the mountains, and they just really don't impress me anymore.
Like any mountains or ours too?
Any mountains. I grew up in the
Are
prairies.
you high?
I've been here for almost 30 years. I don't even get out to the mountains. I look out of my window and I see the mountains. I'm like, yeah, big deal.
Wait, is this just a reason?
I
wait
wish
a
I could
minute.
get out to the mountains more.
Wait, I just want to know: is this just a way for you to quote a Shania Twain song?
No.
Okay, because that's
I would
that's
not-
kind of
I
it's
would not-
literally
I would
leading you
not-
up to
I
that.
don't
I
even
would
know
not,
what the hell you're
I would
talking
not
about.
do that. What I'm saying is I never was into mountains.
Okay,
And I worked out there for 2 months one summer. I was surrounded by mountains 24/7. And it
They're
just,
awesome.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get
Okay.
the appeal. That's
Okay.
just me. So yeah, it was beautiful, but they're just mountains. You can basically see them anywhere.
well here,
Well, not anywhere.
Well,
Canton, Winnipeg. There's no mountains
no,
there.
but
Canton, Saskatchewan.
every country and almost every province and state has some mountainous area. You can go to the mountains anywhere. These are maybe more impressive than some other ones, but anyway. Still, it was beautifully shot. It was just too slow for me, and there was too much walking and not enough action. So yeah, it was a meh.
Okay.
Huh.
You're lucky I didn't rage on it.
Sorry, I'm lucky.
Who's lucky?
Who's lucky?
I don't understand.
Was this a luck thing?
Was the director? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Who is it? That's who's lucky?
Who should be lucky?
Let's just say I wouldn't have gone to it otherwise.
Okay. Good thing for supporting the Globe.
Yes, I will always support you.
The Eight Mountains is a beautifully shot film about 2 boys whose bond leads to a friendship that lasts decades. Alessandro Borghi as Bruno and Luca Marinelli as Pietro portray on film the type of friendship that I've rarely seen on film. It is simple and pure, and a welcome change from the typical over-the-top hijinks that we get anytime Hollywood produces a film about 2 buddies. It does not need any major tragedy or plot twist to drive the story. Life just happens to these 2, and sometimes they are good times, and sometimes they are bad times. But no matter what these 2 No matter what, these two are there for each other. Every scene has meaning, and if you look deep enough, you can draw metaphors on top of metaphors in almost every scene. But at no point do they overshadow the quiet, simple story of friendship. There is plenty of symbolism in this story, which involves the house they built together, or the mountains they climbed together, or other times they must climb on their own, and so many other aspects that are so layered and simple all at the same time. It is amazing that in a 2.5 hour film, there was not one wasted second. This is perhaps the greatest film about a purely platonic friendship that I have ever seen. It is beautiful to look at with stunning cinematography. It is beautifully acted by all involved, and it is as honest a film as you will ever see. The Eight Mountains was Mondo.
Okay. True friendship cannot sometimes be shown or measured. In this case, with Bruno and Pietro, the friendship, love that they have takes a lifetime to absorb, and this film and the emotions and story, like the vastness of the mountains, takes a while to discover. The transformation of our lead, Pietro, played by Luca Marinelli, as he tries to find himself by traveling the Eight Mountains, takes its time, and ultimately, by the end of the film, he has found himself, his friendship, and his love of his estranged father. He always finds his rock in his friendship of Bruno, his best friend, and the mountain that was his home. This film is not an easy film to describe, and it is a very observational drama that takes time to bring to the surface all the depth that these characters deliver. The film is shot in a ratio we are not used to seeing film shot in these days, and that is of 4:3, and stays this way through the entire film. The landscape is breathtaking, and seeing this transition scenes from these amazing landscapes to portraits and close-up shots make this seem more natural at times than seeing it in widescreen. Ultimately, this is one of man's journey of discovery and one of the deepest of friendships portrayed on film that I have seen in a long time. If Come On, Come On is the mountain peak of films about an uncle and his nephew, then The Eight Mountains is the it's the summit of films about the unconditional love between two friends. I would climb the Italian Alps for the two of you two and visit you every year for life if you chose to never leave the mountainside. I'm just telling you that, Murray.
Well, that would never happen.
I love you too.
Might happen with me.
I love you too.
You're welcome to come live with me at my cabin at the lake, though.
Bryce and Murray, I love you both. I think you are both Mondo.
Yes.
And this film is also Mondo.
Yeah, it was so freaking good. I was looking forward to it. As soon as I was like, oh yeah, like I heard a little buzz about this Once Upon a Time, and I'm like, I really want to see that. And then when I finally came out at the Globe, I was like, yeah, no, we got to do it this week. And I'm sure you're glad that I insisted on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I sometimes don't look at every cinema, so. Yeah. But interesting fact, as Murray was saying, he was thankful that it wasn't, because I didn't know anything about it going into it. I didn't even see the trailer. Mm-hmm. And as we were watching it, and there's a scene in the movie where the boys are frolicking quite a bit with each other at the beginning. And as a boy, like a lot of the things they're doing are things that I did as a boy, right? Like just rolling around and wrestling, and it's hot in the summertime. And they get down to their underwear, and my wife kind of turns to me, because my wife also went to this movie with. It wasn't a 3-way with Murray, but there's 3 of us there, and
they were on a date, and I was in the front row.
That's right. Murray was holding the camera, but she turns to me in the middle of the movie, or when it happened with the underwear scene, and she says, "Oh my God, I hope this doesn't turn into a Italian Brokeback Mountain." And I'm like, I don't think it's going to.
No.
And so it was kind of funny that that Murray also had those thoughts, and I
was thinking the same thing.
I just had a feeling that was not the film that was
wasn't the
coming
film.
through.
That wasn't what I was.
And
What I was.
I was happy about it because, to your point, there isn't a there's buddy movies, but there's
nothing
not
like this.
Nothing.
It's like a deep friendship, just a deep platonic friendship between two guys. I've never seen a better movie about that than this.
But yet, they for what 20 years they never even saw each other. Like, I don't know about that. Like, yeah.
So let me give you.
That's how deep the connection was.
Okay, so let me give you an example of this, Murray, and hopefully you will know this because when I tell you, you'll understand this. So, my best friend that I became best friends with when I was 12, 13, same age of these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Is still one of my best friends today.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not see him for 25 years.
Yep.
And when we met up with each other again after 25 years, it was like there wasn't a moment of time. And it's Jamie, so you've met Jamie. And I would literally go to the ends of if Jamie said to me, I need you here in Toronto tomorrow, I would drop everything I'm doing and I would be there. There would be no question about it. So to see a film that, to me, it was a very emotional film for me because I was feeling all that emotions that I had when I hadn't seen my friend for 25 years. And that's what I mean about you two. If we're ever not doing this podcast, I will go to you every year to see you. I won't go see my parents, but I'll see you guys.
We're going to be doing this stinking podcast until we're dead.
That'd be awesome. I hope that we're all in the same nursing home. Well, Bryce will be in Cuenca, so we'll have to go. We'll have to see how we can get to Cuenca from
Cuenca.
Bryce will own his own mansion by that time.
I doubt
maybe
it.
In Cuenca,
and we'll have to go live out in the guest house.
I just want to live in. I don't want to be your pool boy because I'll be too old. But I want you to have a pool boy. Can you do that?
No, I can't.
Oh, all right. Yeah, so this film is amazing. I think everybody should see it. If you like Friends or you have a friend that you feel dear to,
or you know someone that has a friend.
Yeah, because Bryce doesn't have very many friends, but he knows people that have friends.
I have acquaintances.
Yeah, he knows me.
But yeah,
and Murray and I are really good friends.
Friends by association.
That's right.
Sure.
Exactly. That was a good week. We had a big mix.
Yeah, well, I had 2 Mondos and a Rage.
That's what I had.
It was a Rage sandwich.
It was a bit of a Rage sandwich.
Mm-hmm. It was Rage in the middle. Whatever.
That's right. Extra juicy. Except for we should have reversed the order then. The Transformers would have been in the middle. We messed
up our sandwich. Rage Mondo.
Well, if you guys had gone to see just that one film on Monday, I may have joined you. But I was not going to see both.
Well, you could have just came and saw the one and then left. Oh, well.
There you go.
I have no music.
All right. Well,
Bryce.
Can we actually?
Okay, just
That's fine.
No.
Use this.
No, we are getting you music. This is something that can be.
Okay, you know what? While we're waiting for the Merman,
I am on this. Don't you worry.
No, we don't need anything else.
Things are gonna work out just fine.
While we're waiting,
took everything off last week for our Mondo 200 and didn't.
That's right.
I forgot.
We don't need it.
There was so much Mondo 200.
The minute doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. It matters a lot. I don't know.
The good thing for our listeners is that you will know.
Yes.
Is that as Bryce is looking for this, and I'm trying to make you think of other things we're switching music.
It's like we're done. It's like
I want to tell one of my favorite. I want to tell one of my favorite Merman.
We're under a minute away from the Merman.
Under a minute.
That's right. I want to talk about one of my favorite Merman moments from my past. Yes, absolutely. So. Murray is the type of person, before he lost his job after his career, but before he did that, he was the type of person that would literally give the shirt off his back to somebody.
Okay,
and it could be somebody he didn't. He did it
Yeah.
He did that at the film
I've
festival
literally
that I
given-
met.
I
him at.
literally given clothes out to people who didn't have them.
That's right. I've literally seen it happen. So when people say the expression, that person would give them the clothes off their back, I've actually seen Murray do it. So,
All right.
Because I grew up poor, and I was instilled into me at a very early age to give when you have.
yeah. And you still do
Unfortunately,
to this day. And that
yeah.
that
been
lines
a-
up perfectly for
It's
this
been some
moment
lean
right
times,
now.
but whatever. Anyway, speaking of my childhood, this is related. Rather than waste my time with another ridiculous movie about fighting robots,
Nice.
I chose to see something a little more serious and a lot more important.
What?
I went to see Bones of Crows.
Oh, nice.
I've
A
already seen it.
Canadian film about the human rights atrocities of residential schools in the early 20th century.
Nice.
Since these two claim to have seen it at SIFF,
Yep.
I was on my own.
He was.
This film had a very personal connection for me. I am Métis on my father's side, which is half French and half Cree, like the characters in this film. For the first 8 years of my life, I grew up learning about religion and the history of my ancestors. No wonder I grew up with a loathing for the Catholic Church and organized religion in general.
I have that same loathing.
Yeah, but I was a French Catholic in the 70s. It really sucked.
You should have like 700 siblings.
Yeah, this film showed me that it was a lot worse than I ever imagined. It doesn't matter how much the Canadian government or the Catholic Church apologizes, it will never erase the painful memories of the survivors. I feel their pain. As for the film, I thought it was incredible. I normally don't like stories that jump around to different time periods, but I had no trouble following this one. I am quickly becoming a huge fan of Grace Dove, who was incredible in this film. The only other thing I really have seen her in was a TV series set in Alaska with Hilary Swank, where she played a native reporter who investigates missing and murdered Inuit women. And she managed to outshine a 2-time Oscar winner in that. I guess she was also in Monkey Beach, which I vaguely remember.
Yeah, I remember that too.
I will definitely be watching out for her next project. This film affected me very emotionally, especially at the end with the testimony of the survivors. I feel like this film barely scratched the surface of the topic, but it was so good, and I feel like every Canadian needs to see this film to understand the issue more clearly. Of course, it was a Mondo, and since there's no Cree word for that, I will say it was amazing, or Tamamaskatamik,
Nice.
which is Cree.
Very
All
cool.
I've got.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Oh, sweet rage. My rage is so easy and simple this week. I've hated every single Transformer movie that's ever been made, including Transformer adjacent movie called Bumblebee. And I don't want them to make any more. That's my rage. Michael Bay, you have infected the world with your disease. I despise you, and I despise Transformers movies. But I do want to be inside that car. Nice and simple.
There we go.
Done.
Oh, and also,
Oh, I thought you were done.
I was almost done, and then I remembered how fucking hot it was in the cinema when we went to go
Again?
see the movie. Yes! I was a good thing I wasn't wearing
Yes.
underpants
The
because
other reason why I didn't join you.
that's
Because of the venue that you chose.
That's right. Although I did take my shirt off in the dark. Bryce
go.
was afraid to look, but it was so fucking hot in there.
Yep.
And we were the only two people in there. There, I'm done.
There you go.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Sometimes you say you're done.
I kind of don't want to be done. I have other things. You could. Right now, you're triggering me for something else, but I'm going to pass the baton.
Mine will be very, very short, unlike yours, which is never short. Even when you say it's short. Start yammering on and on and on. Just get to the point.
Sounds like yours is pretty long, too.
All right, my rage is it. Expendables 4 is coming out in September.
Woo! Yeah, but on top of that, Indiana Jones is coming out.
Not just that. You know who is in Expendables 4?
I don't care.
Megan Fox.
I like Megan.
Yeah,
Fox.
Megan Fox would be good.
Just saying.
She'll be literally
Transformers
She'll literally
adjacent.
be the best
Same.
actor in that movie, and she probably won't need any subtitles. I'm just saying. Fuck me.
Is that it? That's all you got?
That's it.
That's it.
That's a reason to rage.
I can do it again. My rage is that Expendables 4 is coming out this September.
Well, I am going to see it just to spite you.
Well, we're going to be
We're
seeing
gonna
it
see
too,
it too.
but not to spite anybody.
You probably don't want to see it with us, though, Merman.
No, I don't
That's
think I will.
right. Why wouldn't you want to see it? It's just you don't want to talk about it with us. There's a
Right.
difference.
He's afraid of the comments we'll be making as
During the movie?
Yes.
I'm afraid of us being the only three people in the theater and you two acting like two.
On that note, I was actually quite happy that I think there was 4 or 5 people in our showing of Transformers.
5.
Yeah.
That means not a lot of people went to see it.
So that is a good thing.
So you're saying is 3 people saw Jim with his shirt off?
No, we didn't.
actually-
That wasn't that
was a
one. It
different
was a
movie.
different movie.
It's a different one.
Yeah. Yeah, the hot box isn't in. There's one theater in the cinemas that we go to.
Number 1.
Number one is
Cinema
definitely
One.
number 2
Yeah.
Yeah,
as far as heat controls.
But it's closest to the bathroom.
It is.
that's true. They should
And
just show
and-
the
and the
movie in
exit.
bathroom.
And
Yeah.
the exit.
I may actually, in addition to not wearing underpants next week, if we have to go there, I may also not wear pants too. It just might be a little cooler. I'm just saying.
All right.
Well, then you have to go out and get popcorn at the concession during the movie.
That's okay.
Just to prove your
I can
point.
make my own butter.
That's true. On that happy note.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Sorry, everyone. I'm just churning some butter here. All right, so Bryce, did you get to see any Kelly Reichardt?
No, I had to do 2 frickin' Rage or Dare movies. I went to 3 movies in the cinema.
Wait,
I'm
did you also do your homework for that thing that you got to do to keep your job?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
All right.
so that's good.
Can you give our listeners an estimate on when we can expect to know whether or not Kelly Reichardt will be undoubted for life?
I put the over-under at about 3 months.
All right, people, we can start the betting now.
Yeah.
So we did not eliminate anybody last week with the Casey on, did we? We didn't add anybody on, did we?
The Casey on.
Yeah, when Casey was on last week for our 200th episode, we weren't able to remove anybody,
No.
thanks to Murray.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. He. Oh,
Kiboshed Crispin Glover.
all right.
I love Christmas.
Nobody loves
It's
Crispin
a-
Glover more than I do.
But facts are facts, man. But whatever.
Yeah.
We already discussed it last week.
Disagree.
That's true.
We know.
So what are we going to see this week, Murr?
Depends what you're in the mood for.
I'm in the mood
You know,
for
before
love.
we do that,
Yeah, what's
I
up?
was thinking.
Yeah, okay. Let's have it.
I think at some point, and it's going to be painful, but it is film rage.
It is what we're called.
I think we got to do some repulsive offs if we can.
Dude, I asked for that in the I want to say 9 months ago, and you're like, well, I can't get rid of the blah, 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 because we haven't got rid of the blah, blah, blah. Don't you remember when you said that?
I don't remember saying that at all. Did
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually say that?
Yes, you
well,
did.
I'm going to take it back. I think we should do some repulsive
That's
ops.
okay, good. We got to be some fairness here.
Absolutely. So, I don't
You
know.
want to what? Take people off the repulsive list? And
Yeah,
make-
I want to know who's most repulsive.
That's right. If we have two repulsive people on the repulsive list and
Yeah.
they're in the same movie together,
So-
there's only one that can be
Where
the
do
most
they go?
repulsive.
They go off the repulsive list. Oblivion?
They're just off the repulsive list.
Then they're
for-
off the repulsive list.
They can never get back on.
Because they're not the most repulsive.
That's right. and like I kind of want to except we just saw the movie so we can actually make that decision. But the entire cast of Sex and the City 2 is
Oh,
repulsive.
for crying
The
out
entire cast.
We already have the one.
Yeah, I know. Like the one is already repulsive, but I would literally put them all on. But then, unfortunately, she's still the most repulsive of those that are repulsive, so she would take them all off, which would be unfortunate.
Honestly, other than Cottrell, I haven't seen anybody else too often. Like I haven't seen the other two in anything.
And yet she's the only one that I like amongst any of them for everything she's done except for that.
Kim Cattrall's bad and everything.
I like her.
Except when she did her howling in that movie where she played Lassie. It was,
She
was
played
good.
Lassie.
Yeah, that
like
was her
the
nickname.
dog?
Yeah, wasn't it in
It was like
Porky's? Wasn't it in Porky's?
She was in Porky's.
Yeah, it was in
Did she play
Porky's.
a dog?
No, she played Lassie.
Lassie's.
That was her nickname. I'm not going to tell you guys if you haven't seen Porky's. Go back and watch
I saw
Porky's.
Porky's when I was like 12. Because that's the age that
And it
you
was
see
R-rated
Porky's.
too.
Unless you were older than 12 when it came out.
If you're older than 12, you're already too mature to watch Porky's.
That's true. It's absolutely true.
Okay.
I still love Porky's. I didn't get past 12.
Okay, so
All right, so what are we going to do?
But yes,
We've given Murray a new charge, though. He's going to be
Yeah.
he's going to have to find us a repulsive off.
yes.
All right. How about your boy Clifton Collins again?
Nice.
Why are you trying to get rid of Clifton Collins? But okay, let's
I
see.
don't like him.
Junior?
But that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is, I'm
He's-
trying to whip down
Because
this
I
list.
don't like
That's
him.
right. He's trying to riddle down the list. Okay.
All right.
Who's he up against?
Well, let's go against one of our newest members,
Okay.
Okay.
Michael Rooker,
Nice.
Ah, that's interesting.
in The Replacement Killers,
Oh, that
that's
movie's
not
terrible.
interesting.
which they were both in, and they were right beside each other on the cast list.
Uh,
I'm assuming they both have more than 5 minutes.
I'm thinking they did.
I think they probably
Because
did.
Michael Rooker doesn't have a lot of movies where he was starring in or with
No.
anybody good.
He should be, though.
Just saying.
Every single movie he's in, he should be starring
He's
in.
awesome.
Because you know what? He's pretty mesmerizing. Yeah, this will be a good challenge.
The Replacement Killers. That's like Chow Yun-Fat and Mark Wahlberg or something, right?
Oh yeah, Chow Yun-Fat. Like I remember when that came out and I saw it in the cinemas. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be so
I know,
good.
We're getting
because
getting an English Chow Yun-Fat movie. I mean, he can probably
Pull it off?
Pull it off, and it's not good.
it was no. I saw this in Edmonton, by the way. All you Edmontonians.
I've seen lots of stuff in Edmonton.
Really?
Yeah,
Neat.
that's where my grandma lived.
Aw,
That's
grandma.
where
And
I
my
saw.
grandpa.
That's where I saw the first
Cool.
Spider-Verse.
Nice.
Although right now I can only think of 2 movies that I've seen in Edmonton.
I saw it at the
One-
at
one
that
was-
mall they have.
One was The Usual Suspects.
Okay.
Saw that for sure in Edmonton.
Nice. Did you see it with your grandma?
No.
All right.
And the other one was Raise Your Voice, starring Hilary Duff.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I remember
Good for
seeing
you.
that in Edmonton.
Wasn't she great in that?
How about
Hilary
the
Duff's
church
awesome.
choir?
I love Hilary
I kind of
Duff.
want to put her on the mesmerizing.
She's totally mesmerizing.
Another one that
Yeah.
literally she's mesmerizing, but every movie she's in is awful.
It's the worst. They're so bad. But she's awesome.
yeah, I agree.
She's the Duff.
She's the duff.
She's the Duff. That's true.
All right, we'll be watching The Replacement Killers for next week, everybody, unfortunately.
I don't pick him. That's what they're in. If I were their agent, I would say don't do it.
Yeah, me too.
Hello, my sweet little ragelings. grab a snack and curl up by the podcast playing device and let your God of Rage deliver the joy you have all waited 200 episodes for. Last week, I charged our little rage magnets with not one, not one, but 2 rages to celebrate our bicentennial episode. The boys did not want to watch Sex and the City 2 so badly that they pretended they had already been dared to see it. Apparently, not only are they masochists with a fondness for butt stuff, but they are also filthy, filthy liars. So, as punishment, they had to watch both Sex and the City 2 and the 2006 evil remake of The Pink Panther. This week, there will be no drawing of options. Bryce is on deck to see Jim's previously dared 2013 film, Getaway. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to see which of these 2 films is going to be the most painful. Just like those gum commercials used to promise, we're about to double our pleasure with double the fun.
All right. All right. I'm here.
All right.
And I'm about to talk about Sex in the City 2.
Yes.
Okay, Sex in the City 2 is the same as the first one, but this time they go to Abu Dhabi. I started watching this and there were 4 people in the room. By the time we were 10 minutes in, there was just me. This was so bad that 3 people had the good sense to distance themselves from the extreme torture that they could see was coming. I hate every character. Like, every character. They are superficial and childish. I don't understand why these movies exist. Apparently, I never will. Sarah Jessica Parker as Carrie Bradshaw is whiny and ridiculous. The other main characters, Samantha, Miranda, and Charlotte, are all terrible, selfish people, and together they are even worse as they seem to bring out the absolute worst in each other. Every situation is convoluted and unrealistic, which would be fine if it were funny, but it is not. This is a putrid pile of rage.
Huh, I never saw that coming.
This was it was 2.5 hours long.
That's a lot of shit.
2.5 hours.
I know.
Were there any mountain Alps in it?
Screw you, Casey.
Oh, Casey.
At least the Pink Panther wasn't 2.5 hours, but we'll get to
Felt
that.
like 2.5 hours. Okay, so Sex and the City 2. Carrie, Frederica, Bethany, and Martha, the ladies of New York City, in 2 hours and 26 minutes
Close enough.
of perhaps
Sorry, those are
the
names?
most annoyingly
Yeah.
acted. Isn't that their names?
That's close enough.
Well, whatever.
so.
They're all names. They're all whatever.
There was a
Martha's
Martha?
my favorite. I kind of like to think that I'm the Martha of our group.
Maybe a little bit for sure. Now where was I? Oh yes. In 2 hours and 26 minutes of perhaps the most annoying acted, written, and produced film of a TV show that should have been 20 minutes of an episode in a TV show. In all of my worst nightmares, I could never imagine dialogue and script delivered by some of the worst performers ever compiled, where they try so hard to be falsely woke and are basically ticking as many boxes to make them seem interesting to who I have no idea. The only people that would remotely find this interesting are people... No, wait. Sorry. I can't imagine people actually finding this interesting. It's basically a non-stop experiment in repulsiveness coupled with fashion shows, a token gay wedding, a visit from Liza Minnelli performing at said gay wedding. Wow! Who could have seen that happening? And so we are only 15 minutes in of said 2 hours and 26 minutes of torture. And I'm already going, this is the worst thing I've seen possibly ever.
Yeah.
And I mean sheer torture. I don't watch this show for reasons already listed, but I have no idea what is happening. And yes, I was also forced to watch part 1 of this. Everything made no sense, including pretending 50-year-old women are fawned over at weddings by 30-year-old males. Then they go to the desert to get away from it all and continue to be annoyingly repulsive, but in a desert. not in New York City? Why was this made? Why is it not just an extended episode on a TV show that I'm not having to watch? Oh, that's right. It was made specially for me to deliver the greatest level of rage I can imagine for 2 hours and 26 minutes. That's right, Bryce. 2 hours and 26 minutes of completely evil sequel of a TV show movie.
So painful.
And we've got a few things to unpack. The shallowness of every single fucking character
kidding.
who live in a world I cannot even relate to.
Where do they live?
They are not first world problems. They are 1% problems of ugly people both on the inside and the outside.
Yeah.
Perhaps I didn't mention this already, but this movie is also super racist. I was like, what the hell are they actually showing here? If they're trying to make it pro-woman, don't make that the entire culture that you're visiting is racist.
Yeah.
This was so awful. So awful. And for anybody to watch this movie and think, oh, it was so insightful in the character. There's no. They're all completely repulsive. This movie, titled beside it, is just the word repulsive.
Yeah, it's a movie about just awful, terrible people, too. Like, these are just terrible, terrible people. All of them.
Like, so completely shallow.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
annoying.
Oh, man.
The scene where she gets mad at him because he bought her a TV screen had to have been one of the most awful movies. And then on top of that, she was in her underpants, and then she goes back into the bathroom and then comes up covering herself up.
I don't know.
And I'm kind of like, aren't you married to this dude? If this is supposed to be a scene from your bedroom, you're going to be covering yourself. Like, it was, everything about this just made me vomit. And the funniest thing about it was my wife came in halfway and she says, why are we watching this? And I'm like, you know. And she's like, I can't take this. And she left. She watched 5 minutes and then she left.
That's it. Anybody that doesn't have to watch it, how can you last more than 5 minutes? 10 if you really are a sadist.
This is, yeah, you know what? It's true.
Oh,
We are masochists who love butt stuff. We can't stop that.
it was so bad.
All right, now in comparison to that, how was Pink Panther 2006?
It was fantastic compared to that. Honestly, I don't have much to say about Pink Panther. The Pink Panther was boring. Like, it was just boring. Like, I mean, it was boring. I just encourage people to just go to YouTube if you're planning on watching this and watch the I would like to buy a hamburger scene. And if you find that funny, then perhaps this film is for you.
Hamburger.
I found it stupid and ill-conceived, just like the rest of the film. I was never a fan of the original Pink Panther starring Peter Sellers, but at least his Clouseau was original. We did not need a bad impression of Peter Sellers by Steve Martin. This was not funny on any level. It was just dumb. It was a rage.
Oh, well said. Within 1 minute of starting to watch this, I was already wondering, why would they ever decide to remake a second Pink Panther? Like, there's a second one of this.
Good question.
So you know what's coming, don't you? I'm just saying. And so I'm kind of wondering myself, there must have been a reason why Kevin Kline did not go to the second one, because he's one of the main characters in this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, maybe it's because of how annoying Kevin Kline was in this movie. He was still the worst acting of anybody in this movie.
Yeah.
And on top of that, his French is so awful.
Wasn't he French in that Meg Ryan movie too?
I don't know, but he, like,
Was Kevin Kline it? Wasn't that French Kiss? Wasn't that Kevin Kline
I don't
too?
know, but Kevin Kline cannot do a French accent. It was something different every
That's what
time
he does.
heard
I
it.
think he's been a French accent in
Here's
about five
here's an
different
idea.
movies.
Why don't we get a French actor to be Clouseau?
What an idea.
What an idea.
Or instead of an Italian actor who's done that,
Yeah.
Roberto Benigni did it too.
Yeah, I think he did it
Roberto
too, didn't he? Yeah.
Benigni.
Yeah. So, plus, I know that the French are funny in general, but what is not funny is really bad accents of terrible Americans acting or pretending to act like they have French accents as their primary focus for the entire comedy of this movie. There was no, other than even the hamburger scene is specifically trying to make fun of a French accent.
Yep.
But it wasn't funny.
No.
But what was funny was that Jason Statham was trying to pretend he still had hair. And then what caused me great duress was seeing one of my favorite French actors soil his name by showing up in this film. That's right. Jean Reno, you have fallen from such heights to the land of this, and I'm putting this in severe quotes, comedy. And I'm saying the word comedy very loosely. But if you find cyclists running into car doors, giant globes, and other random things throughout the entire movie funny, as well as Steve Martin pretending his French accent is funny for an hour and a half, then this may be the movie for you.
There you go. Was it the movie for you, though?
It was not the movie for me. Other than the continuous antics of a bumbling fool, there is no depth to any of the humor or redeeming qualities whatsoever. I'm still a little confused what the actual fuck was happening in anything in this. But the fact that they tried to make, like, he was a complete idiot the entire movie, and then he's like, I'm super smart and I solve a crime. And that's how they ended it.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
And I know what's coming next, and this is what makes me even more afraid.
What's that?
There's a second one of this. I'm almost positive Casey's probably put that in our bag as well.
Probably. There's also
Murray's got a smirk on his face. I'm not liking.
To be honest, there's
I had
also
no comment.
There's also the Roberto Benigni one, and
Is that the Sun one?
That's the Son of the
Son
Pink
of the
Panther,
Pink Panther,
which did get a theatrical release. So
yeah,
There
but
you
don't
go.
stop telling people. Stop telling
them
people
ideas.
Stop getting them to give us ideas.
yeah.
I just want to go back to the bag of math. I just want to go back to the bag of math.
Yes,
I want to
indeed.
see if the Apple II is out.
Apple II. All right.
All right,
All
then.
right, well, I don't know what we're seeing next week, but I'm sure it's going to be fun.
There's 2 movies. That's it.
All right. Thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks, the extended Film Rage family you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, the nerdy photographer, for the voice of Rage on there. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We always want to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, or send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, I'll make us our rage. That's it for this. Oh, but also share some butt stuff. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.